Peace, family, peace, 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 peace. All right, so I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. If not, know that your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel so you could continuously hear this amazing content. Just overall about some of the things that I tend to do in my life, some of the things that I tend to have changed in my life, the things that was not serving me, and overall just me being sort of an open book, so I could show you guys how I was able to realize and understand that I am a creator of my reality. Okay? Okay. So, if you are new to my channel, my name is Dina Bryan. I do these inspirational videos. The inspiration is sort of came from me experiencing anxiety and depression. I told you guys several times I'm no doctor. And today is really crazy sort of in a way, because the topic that I'm talking about today, I feel as though it contributes to some people going through or experiencing anxiety. And that is due to stress, due to you being overwhelmed, due to having an imbalance with your mind, right? An imbalance. And a lot of times we tend to go through these mental hardships, and it's like the universe is trying to get your attention, or God or whatever you say is trying to get your attention. And sometimes is since we don't want to surrender, since we just don't want to go willingly, is things we as though may take place, right? The illusion of you suffering, but is all for, I guess what I want to say is all for the greater good, right? I never thought I would ever listen clearly, okay? Listen clearly when I say this. I never thought a million years that I would be doing live videos talking about, experiencing anxiety. And the reason I say experiencing it, and I don't say, oh, I have this, I have that, because anything that you say you have, right, the subconscious mind, it doesn't know fantasy from reality. And a lot of things that we tend to do, or even listen to, or even read, or even just be around, all those things go into the subconscious mind. And the subconscious, it does not know fantasy from reality. So if you are a person that's constantly saying you have anxiety, and don't come for me, okay? If you are a person that says you have that, right, then it's like your subconscious mind is going to look for, it's almost like a magnifying glass. It's going to look for things that is going to bring on the anxiety or the depression, right? That's what I believe. So I don't claim any of those things. So yeah. So what happened to me a few years ago? Well, it was a while ago. Okay. When I first experienced anxiety, I felt like I was going crazy. I felt like I could not tell anyone. I felt like I was alone. I felt like if people seen me act different, they would say that I was crazy, that something was wrong with me. My biggest fear at that time was people thinking I'm crazy. That was like my biggest fear. So I didn't tell anyone. And I felt uncomfortable. I felt like I was sort of out of my body. I couldn't even put things into words like why I was feeling this way. And it was like every time I would get into an altercation, an argument, or if things wasn't going a certain way, like if I was looking at the end result of things, or just like sort of predicting the future, that will cause me to experience anxiety. And so one thing led to another. And what I started understanding was that was the universe way of showing me that I need to mess with Dina more. That I should not allow anyone, family members, friends, significant others, children, anyone to talk to me in a way that is not conducive. To talk to me in a way where as though I feel belittled, I feel disrespected. And also, I have to realize for me not to do that, right? For me not to do that in return. So I started creating boundaries, okay? And boundaries is sort of a way to show people how they are to treat you, okay? And growing up, I never heard nobody ever say, boundaries. You need to have some boundaries. You need to let people know exactly how to treat you. Because if they don't know, if you don't say for how they ought to treat you, right? In the words of Miss Iyanla Van Zandt, then they will run amok over your life. Okay, they will do any and everything to you because you didn't establish these healthy boundaries. So, um, and you know what? When I first started creating boundaries, I don't know if any of you guys have ever felt this way. Like if you are new to creating boundaries, or if you've been creating boundaries for years, like when you first started creating boundaries, since it was so abnormal, like I never did it before, I felt my ego was like, who gives you the right to create boundaries? Who gives you the right to tell people, what they should do? I felt this way. So it would be times where as though I would say stuff and I would be like if I say, listen, and this is the way to go about creating the boundaries that I feel works. Okay, you do it the way you feel it may work, but this is how it works for me. If someone is talking to me a certain way, or if I feel as though someone is bringing a lot of drama or negativity in my life, I would say, listen, I do not engage into stuff like that. It could be whatever, drama, whatever. I don't want to be a part of that. And then, or even someone talking to you crazy. It could be your family members talking to you, crazy. And you don't even know why you experiencing anxiety, but every time they talk to you a certain way, it doesn't make you feel good. It makes you feel lesser than. It makes you feel like, like you shit. It makes you feel like, like you are nobody. So the conversation needs to be had because it's either this. Either you're gonna allow them to keep talking to you like you shit, like you are nobody, and you too powerful for that. Or you're gonna establish these boundaries, okay? Because if you allow them to talk to you continuously like you are nobody, guess what? You validate that relationship more than you validate yourself. And maybe that's what the universe is showing you. Maybe the universe is showing you how to stop validating all these external relationships, but to get back to knowing self, to get back to fucking with self, to get back to understanding who exactly you are, understanding it. So when you go into the relationship, you talk to the person, they've been talking to you crazy, they just say anything to you, they just disrespect you or whatever. Then you need to say, listen, when you talk to me like when you disrespect me, or when you yelling at me, raising your voice at me, when you cursing me out, I don't like the way that make me feel. You make me feel belittled. You make me feel like I'm a nobody. You make me feel less than, right? And when you talk to me like that, and there needs to be a consequence, okay, honey? When you talk to me like that, I will not engage in a conversation with you, okay? So is the boundary, is you expressing, all right? Because whatever you don't express, okay, is depressed, okay? Is your emotions is being, it's like you living for other people if you can't express yourself. Okay, and how would people know exactly what they're doing? And even when you tell, see, listen, it's not about them. It's not about them believing what you say. You know how you feel when they talk to you. Disrespect it. You know how it feel when they say certain things to you. It doesn't make you feel good, right? So it's not about them. It's not even with, sometimes when you tell people, oh, well, you treated me this way and I don't like the way you treated me. Sometimes people won't even believe it. They'll say, well, I don't know how you felt that way. Or they'll say, well, my intentions wasn't meant to be, that way. They'll say that. And sometimes it's coming from a genuine place. Sometimes, a lot of things that we tend to do, it's like we on autopilot. It's like we've been doing things a certain way for so long that we just feel as though this is the way it should be. This is the right way. And a lot of times it's not the right way. Sometimes it's jealous, meaning that it is wrong. Okay? But because your mama did it, your daddy did it, your grandma did it, okay? You think that this is the right way that you ought to do things. This is the way you feel as though this is how you keep the relationships and stuff like that. And sometimes that's why the fucking relationships are falling apart. Because you practicing something that is not conducive. And then you say you want different, you want better. It all starts with self, beloved. You got to start giving yourself, you got to start demonstrating that you deserve better. And how you demonstrate you deserve better? By having boundaries. And I know when you first started, you're going to be nervous. Honey, I had to tell my mama, okay? And I love my mama dearly, okay? But I had to tell my mama. I created boundaries. And I felt so uncomfortable because I was like, no one in my family ever said, Ma, I created boundaries for you. Honey, nobody ever said that, okay? So when I said it, I was the one that was feeling nervous. I was the one that was feeling, like, ooh, girl, you better not be doing it. You better not tell your mama. Girl, that's your mama, okay? But I start understanding if my mother don't know how I feel, then how will our relationship get better? It's not fair to me nor to my mother to, she say certain things or she expects certain things and I don't feel good about it and then I do it and then have resentment. So it's like it's not fair to you, it's not fair to them. And also what I understand and I realize is when you telling people and you creating these boundaries and you telling the people how they treat you and how they make you feel, you're not only doing it for yourself, you're doing it for them, okay? For relationships that they may get into later on, friendships and companionships, and they may be going through life and not even realizing it. They may be doing the same thing, and some people say, well, damn, I don't know. Honey, I was doing this, allowing people to talk to me for so long, so much, as though I had to go to a goddamn psychologist and had to get prescribed medication because the experience with anxiety, it was so I couldn't cope. I couldn't even go to work. At the time, the job that I was working at, I couldn't even go to work because I felt like something was wrong with me. And it all came from me not speaking up. It all came from me just suppressing my emotions. It came from me not standing up for myself. And thinking, what people say, it didn't have an effect on me. Not realizing that all the stuff that they would say, all the stuff that they would do, it would go into my subconscious mind. And it is not about, oh, well, you playing victim. No, because victim is basically you feeling like you can't do nothing about circumstances or situations. And let me tell you something. You have so much power within you, whereas though you could do something about circumstances and your damn situation. You may not know how to do it. You may not know where to begin, okay? But just decide. I deserve to be treated better than this. And you may be nervous to do it. You may be even shaking, even stuttering, honey. Stuttering to do it. May feel so uncomfortable, but guess what? And that uncomfort and you being uncomfortable is growth. And that state of you not feeling good is growth. Because guess what? Your relationship would get better with that person. And even if it don't, even if it goes south, right? Even if the relationship goes somewhere else, then you got to understand that whatever is taken out of your life is going to be replaced with something bigger and better. Hello. That's what I believe, okay? That's my perception. Anything that gets removed, honey, the relationships, the boyfriends, the exes, honey, anything that the ex-husband, whatever, anything that got removed out of your life, it will be replaced with something bigger and better and grander. You got to get there. You got to know that. And when you think of life like that, it's like you not scared to cut people off. And nobody is exempt. Okay, nobody is exempt from being blocked, cut off, or exiled. Nobody is exempt from that. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you love you so much. At the end, beginning, middle, okay, you validate yourself so much. Not you looking for outside validation, outside your existence, but you realizing that you are important, you are beautiful, you are deserving, you are worthy. Understanding those things and knowing those things, and then you do better. So with that being said, I hope you guys got something from this video. Okay, make sure you guys subscribe to the video, to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell so you could get notified when I'm doing live videos or when I upload a video or whatever it is like that. Honey, I said live videos. I ain't at that mark yet, but we shall be. Okay, honey, I'm going for 1,000. Okay, 1,000 subscribers. I don't even know how that's gonna happen, but I'm going for that. So with that being said, I love you guys. Make sure you're rocking out, believing in yourself. Make sure you understand, overstand that everything begins with you. You show people how to treat you by demonstrating to them what is accepted and what is not accepted, what won't be tolerated. You show them. And the only way that you can show them is demonstrate to them and create healthy boundaries. Whereas though if they don't abide by the boundaries, then they know and they need to know. And it's not, and the boundary isn't like, all right, they break the boundary and you like, didn't I tell you if you did that, I'm going to cut you off or I'm going to stop talking to you? No, you just tell them, okay? And then you may not, you may block them for a few months or a few days. And then the next time you talk to them, okay, and they say, well, Dad, where you been? I've been trying to call you, couldn't get in contact with you. You violated my boundary. It's not for you to keep on saying, keep warning them, because if you keep on, because honey, I used to do that, keep warning. I said, I'm done. But let me just say this part. I used to keep warning and saying, oh, I'm done. I ain't going to say that no more. And I would do that out of fear that the person may leave, out of fear that the person may forget what I told them. So I would just prolong the relationship or prolong the abuse or whatever it is, or the whatever it is, whichever way they make me feel, I would just prolong it because I would keep just reiterating it. You deserve better, and I love you.